working on a new setting, which is like the campaign itself in the setting is based in like this massive central city that has a dungeon in the center of it.
Okay.
It's basically like Matt, have you seen Danmachi? Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit like that, but it's based on a lot of the things that that's based on. So it's like
hentai?
It all comes back to hentai.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were doing lewd D&D, but I'm down.
Tentacle mimics everywhere.
Isn't there the new warlock is a warlock of the deep, and he literally just has hentai, has tentacles.
What?
This is lewd D&D now, Smith. Although you apparently got the fucking memo with your cat sex robot before we did. I'm over here just trying to have a good time. Get a sex robot made out of me. Christ almighty.
The curve.
All right, cool. I think we're pretty much ready to go in. So I was saying, while we're away, I don't think we've got enough. Oh, sorry, what were you saying, Matt?
I was just gonna say sorry, real quick before you jump into it. Could you link me the YouTube channel?
Yeah. I think I've got it open here. Okay, cool. So, as I was saying, I don't think we've had enough things that happened last time in order to start with our normal sort of describing an opening sequence. But our first penis has appeared.
What are you on about? It's a rabbit.
Wow.
This is why we can't have nice things, Steve.
It's money.
I need to go to the doctor.
Oh,
Okay.
were you going to give it boobs?
No. I'm going to give it paws.
With nipples on the end.
God, George, you just don't understand art.
Okay, so yeah, we don't have enough. I was saying we don't have enough stuff that happened last time to sort of do our intro sequence. But what I would like to do is to do a couple of inspiration scenes to start off. But if we're all in the watch together, I may as well play the theme tune since I couldn't get it last time. So we'll rock through that, and then we'll kick it. We'll jump into the episode. Play.
Oh, it's been so long.
Wait, are we doing inspiration?
No, not this time. We haven't got enough stuff. We will next time, I'm sure.
Sex robot.
I was going to say, if anyone uses this moment to slander my robot, I will not be happy.
Too late.
A touching homage. What did Paddy play?
That was a good while back. I was in the Goblin campaign. I've actually I put a new one of these together, but I'm saving it for when we can do it in person.
Am I in this sequence? I wasn't looking.
No, you're not in this version. This is a really old one.
Paddy's in it, but I'm not. Can you not just like cross him out and put my name?
There is a new one. I'll show when we're all back together in the same room. I shall show you the new intro that includes a lot of you.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so I think as the opening credits finish and we dip into the second episode, I think we remain on a black screen after 3Cs fades away, and text comes up at the bottom of the screen in white, reading 3 days earlier. The camera sort of slowly fades up, and we can see it's late evening. The sun has just dipped behind the mountains, and we find ourselves in the pass between the northern and southern mountain ranges. So let's quickly move you guys across to the map so I can show you where you are. So if we go back to our main table, let's unpeel it all. So on our little map in the corner, down here, let me just zoom in. we are just here in the pass between the northern and southern mountains, between North Sud Kazad and Sud Kazad. It's late evening, so that it's all just gotten dark. We can still see there's some orange and purple hues bouncing off the bottom of the clouds in the sky. As we slowly pan down, the scene's quiet. We can sort of hear mountain birds chirping in the distance. And very gently we can sort of hear the sounds of not too distant campfires. The camera pans down further, and we can sort of see that we're in a narrow pass between two of the mountains near to where the main central pass is. And there's a group of elves slowly slinking in the darkness. The camera pans on the front, and we see a familiar figure as Gannicus is walking with the group. So Gannicus, how many of your company? Is this a large forward party, or what's your troop look like when it's in its operational form?
The total of us are 5.
5 of you, okay. And what does it look like your position is amongst the group? Is there someone directing traffic, or are you the one directing traffic?
So what I was imagining was just a group of us, 5 of us, and we're all quite equal. We're all very closely bonded. We know what we're up to. And so can we see remind me, so is it, just give me a lay of the land, is it a big battle we walked into, or what?
No, so you're actually, where we find ourselves, so the group sort of slowly moves round a bend, and we can see where the sounds of the campfires are coming from, and there's a small encampment. We're far away from the front lines here, back towards the gateway to North Kazad. So over to this western edge. Where these three territories meet is where the majority of the battle happens, and we're further back across to the west, here, away from where any of the fighting normally happens, in the encampments belonging to the humans and the dwarves. We can sort of see there's only sort of like 4 or 5 tents, with a couple of campfires and some people sat around them. One of the tents is large and domed, and we can see that there's a pillar of smoke coming from the top of it. And this is probably where we pan a little bit further forwards. We can sort of see you bend round the corner of this small encampment, Gannicus sort of leaning round the corner, and the camera sort of follows his eye line down as we sweep silently into the camp. And we can see there's a couple of people sat around a campfire out in the sort of common area between these tents. But we dip into the large central tent, and we can see that it's a sort of small makeshift forge. And inside we would find, if I can remember your names, we would find Smithius and Nadine inside. So what would you guys be doing when we find you? You're sort of in this forward encampment. Sort of at the end of a delivery, you guys have brought in the weapons to the front line, and you've been brought in to help in the forward smithy.
Don't know much, huh?
So you guys are inspecting Smithius's robot. So the robot sort of like stood. What's the stance of your robot, Smithy? Is it sort of very robotic? Is she like stood to attention while Nadine's up and downing her, or is she? How closely does she mimic Nadine's movements?
I don't think it would be as like obvious as, on all fours and tail in the air. It would be, stood upright, just with some sort of subtle, non-sexual cat features.
Okay, so like probably you're inspecting whatever the latest, more Nadine-like feature is that's been added to this robot. What would you have added, Smithy? So what's the last thing that you'd added onto this to slowly shift it in a Nadine-ish direction?
Ears.
So Nadine like twings one of these cat ears with a finger in it. It sort of twangs backwards and forwards, made of some sort of slightly plious metal.
You touch it, it just goes, yeah. And the dude's just like,
Excellent. Okay. So then we sort of pan back out, and the camera retraces its previous steps, and we sweep back out to where Gannicus and the elves are slowly creeping in on this encampment. Past it, we sort of see like as we're zooming back out, we can see one of the guards who sat around the campfire sort of like slumps to one side and falls in the dirt, and a bottle rolls out of his hand. As we can see, they've been you guys are far away from where any of the battle would happen, and the guards have been making merry, enjoying the sort of sense of safety that we get this far away from the battlefield. And then so as Gannicus, as we sweep back to where you are, so yeah, what would be the approach?
So the first thing is I would signal like there's an encampment. We don't need to, but this will be fun.
Right, so this isn't actually your mission. You guys are on your way somewhere else, and you've just decided to take a detour in. Okay, excellent. So you in charge of this troop? Don't know if we established.
There's not really any in charge. Like I say, we're 5 monks that are on our mission.
I get you. Okay, so you've all been given a singular mission, and you're sort of all of equal rank. Excellent. Okay. So once you guys what's the approach look like then? Once you guys have determined that you're going to head into the camp, what does it actually look like? What's the assault present itself like? You've got 4. There's only sort of like 7, I'd say, unassuming guards in the camp. None of them look like there'd be much threat.
So we're all wood elves, and so with that we have a technique which we basically almost kind of disappear into the nature.
Right.
So is it very woody? What's the weather like?
You're in a mountain pass, so it's very sort of stony here. Where you are, it's a bit further away. Like the only plant life that is here is there's sort of like thick brackeny trees. Like they're very bare of leaves, sort of very spiky, unfriendly looking plants. The sort of thing that you wouldn't want to attempt to pull out of the ground with a bare hand. Barbs in across every surface, and then sort of like gorse bushes in a couple of places.
Is it a clear night? I take it it's the nighttime.
It's nighttime, yeah. The sun's just dipped below, so we can sort of see like in the valley. It's not like pitch black. It's not like pure nighttime, but it's uncharacteristically hard to see by nature of the fact that where you are in this valley, you're completely shaded from the sun. So if you sort of look upwards, you can see that the crests of all of the hilltops sort of glow an orangey purple from where the sunset's bouncing off them. So you've sort of got this bright. The contrast's very heavy, and there's sort of it's bright overhead from the sun, but none of that sunlight's managing to make its way down into the valley where you are. It's steep, it's grey stone sides on either edge.
Okay, so and like you say, quite clear. So
yeah,
no,
it's
nothing. Okay,
it's
so
clouded. It's clouded overhead. Yeah, so it's
So 2 would split off to go either like 2 sets of 2 would split off to go either side. And Gannicus would go forward.
Excellent.
And sneak close.
Nice. Okay. So I think what we see then is Gannicus, you sort of beeline for the centre where this single large tent is that contains Nadine and Smithius. And we sort of see that very silently behind you, the shot we get is of Gannicus slowly approaching the tent. What weapon do you have in hand, Gannicus? What's your standard?
My ornate longsword. It's specifically made for me, and it has Elven script all up the side.
Nice. Okay, so we sort of see like a close-up of Gannicus slowly creeping in, slowly pulling this sword from its sheath, and we see individual characters of this Elven script appearing one by one out of the sheath as he draws his blade.
Are you okay, Matt? Just to stop the legend.
Sorry, all these descriptions when we were just talking about these sex robots.
yeah.
He grabs his longsword, specially made for him. Sorry.
That's all right. So
I muted myself for a reason.
Well, I think I can mute you. So yeah, we sort of see Gannicus slowly drawing his blade as he creeps up on the tent. We look back on his shoulder as Gannicus waits, and the 4 of his compatriots sort of slowly enclose in on the campfire. And when we see that all at once they dart in, and near enough silently, we see Gannicus watching over them, and in almost complete silence they close in on their targets. Mouths are covered and throats are slit. and then Gannicus reaches the threshold to the tents where Nadine and Smithius are having... What stage has the conversation gotten to at the point where Gannicus is at the tent? Has it turned into an argument at this stage, or are you two joking about, or how do we find you in the moments before... Like, you're completely unawares of what's happening outside and the impending assassin. What would the conversation have turned to at this point?
You probably hear a cry of, "It's not a sex bot."
Excellent, yeah. So we sort of see it's not a sex spot, and we see that at this point Gannicus's blade has been completely removed from sheath. He crouches down as if about to enter the tent, and we sort of see his toes scraping the dirt slightly as he's about to move into a dash. And then all at once we hear crying, we hear loud shouts from all directions around us. Gannicus turns his head, and we can see a large orc is charging down the hill towards him, sort of 4 or 5 orcs behind him to one side. He turns in the other direction towards where the camp is, and we can sort of see that all of his compatriots have been surrounded by sort of tens of orcs each. And then I think that's probably where we pan out. Like, Gannicus turns back to see his compatriots, one of them getting clubbed across the side of the head. We sort of see his head turn, teeth and a load of blood spit out onto the dirt behind him. Gannicus turns back the other way, and an orc sort of 3-4 sizes his side. We sort of get the fists to camera, and then we cut to black. Then I think from the black, we stay silent for a while, and then slowly we sort of hear the sound of pickaxes. And the shuffling of orcs working. And from the darkness, we sort of slowly fade up and we find ourselves back in Sud Kazad. We see a load of orcs slowly working over a large pile of rubble. And the camera sort of pans up slightly, and we can see that there's the front of a large sort of stately-esque looking building. But most of the front of it has fallen down and is blocking it. So we can sort of see this building sort of half emerging, only the top 2/3 of it from this pile of rubble. And orcs are slowly picking over the debris. And we can see that one orc pulls away this large rock and shunts it over to one side. And we see that revealed is sort of like a first floor window, which he manages to pry his way inside of. Steve, do you want to take over the scene from here? What does the discovery process look from this point? We sort of see these orcs making their way into this building. We sort of got a group of orcish plunderers picking over the city. We sort of see this one orc he's only just made enough of an opening to get inside, so he sort of has to lie on his stomach and pull his way inside of this building. He clatters his way on into this dark space. We see that another orc sort of like hand comes inside with a torch that he takes off him. As he sort of swings round and illuminates the room in this sort of orange light. How does the rest of the scene play out?
I'd say like there's already light in there, and as he like enters into the room, he sees a blazing forge, and next to it is one of those old sort of like grandfather chairs with nice satin in it, with like a fake pipe and a smoking jacket.
Okay.
And he's just there like reading a book. And he's like, he just kind of like looks towards him, and there's no mouth on Nice, right? So he just kind of like looks at him holding the pipe and drops it.
Okay, is that the sort of totality of Nice's discovery? And we just sort of see like as sort of at this point like 3-4 more orcs slowly shuffle into the room, perplexed expressions on their face. We sort of see like the one at the back of the group like slowly raises a net into frame.
Who's she?
God damn it. Nice, okay. So yeah,
net jokes aren't funny. They'll never be funny. Stop trying to make them funny.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So everybody have on an inspiration point for participating in that. And I think with that, let's...
Damn it, I clicked on the Zoom again.
With that, I think we can resume battle music.
What book was Nice reading?
What?
Alright, yeah, just...
Probably be like the Dwarven Kama Sutra.
Sex robots for beginners.
Oh yeah, I've got a copy of that. No wait, no, I don't.
I think you wrote the book there.
No, I wrote the advanced one.
Yeah.
The book was probably like, "Are you a dwarf?" Question mark.
Yeah. Sex robots for intermediates.
Okay, Google, how to stop cutting yourself when inserting.
How do you write a number in the inspiration? I'm just getting this weird symbol.
I just wrote it in like my allies and organizations.
Yeah, because the standard rules for inspirations is you can only have one, but we've obviously got our slightly customized rules that you can have multiple.
See underneath where it says flaws on the right-hand side. Use that as like a class resource and just call it inspiration.
Okay.
And also write your real life flaws there too.
Nice.
And
So
also your pin number.
So
and
mine's
the
blank
safety code.
naturally.
Nice. So let me pull us back across onto the arena, and I think we rejoin exactly the closing moments of our previous episode. So one sec, just wait for the page to load. Zoom back out. Oh, not that far.
Enjoyed that.
Nice. So yeah, I think we rejoin on the same movements from the previous episode. Like we begin to hear the roar of the crowd slowly fade back in, and we hear over the top of the crowd the voice of Gannicus yelling "Charge!" and we see his fists the first thing to come into the bottom of the frame, of sword in hand. And as the camera pans down, we see like the two humans and the dwarf crouched down behind the rock, and they sort of look at one another. And then there's a moment where nobody moves. Gannicus, it's still your turn. What are we doing? So it's immediately apparent that nobody's going with you if you do decide to charge.
I say, your worthless race has proved me right once again. We're still standing. We're still standing once these tigers are dead. I'm coming for you next.
Nice. Okay, so is that an intimidate?
I mean, I can do, yeah.
Sure, roll it up.
It's...
We've already sort of missed our opportunity to act, but we can leave them
Surely
with a status.
he should get advantage because it's not like he's bluffing. He's literally a Nazi. Like...
No, just roll up and intimidate and we'll see how it goes. No, that's fine. Their fear of mauling tigers is unfortunately greater than their fear of you at this moment in particular. But you may...
Big rip.
Nice. Okay, so Gannicus, what are you going to do with the rest of your turn? We'll treat those as free actions. It's just talking. So
Let's take a look to see what I can do. So let's see how far I am away from everyone. You told me just now, Josh, what was the...
you pick up your token and right-click.
Right.
Or you can grab the ruler tool out, whichever you prefer.
Oh yeah, thank you. Okay, so it's... So about 40 foot. Okay, so I will move... Well, I didn't intend to do that, but as I've done it, I'll move my 40 foot towards you guys.
Nice.
And...
So you've got the short sword that your elven friend gave to you in hand.
Yeah.
So you'll see to your left you have the orcish plunderer in his dwarven armour, sort of in the midst of a tussle with a tiger. He's managed to land 2 blows in its face. You can see the tiger slightly bloodied, but still on top of him, and is wrestling with it. The elf's on top of Tiger with his sword planted in the side. And you can see that Nadine and Smithius have a chain wrapped around the neck of one tiger. A second one approaching Nadine from the side, having just missed a snap to the side of her foot.
Yikes. Okay. Short swords aren't really my thing. So I am... And so the one that's next to Nadine has snapped at her just now.
Yes, to her left.
Yeah. I'm going to attempt to throw my short sword at that tiger.
Nice, okay, sure. So ranged attack with a... What's the distance between the two of you? One sec, let me bring up my... so you are... Yeah, that's more than fine. So make a attack roll with Dex.
Okay, so I've got 1d20 plus...
Do you have proficiency with thrown weapons?
No. Only simple weapons and short swords. I've got, short swords, but not.
Okay, so this isn't designed to be thrown, so you just add your dex, you don't add proficiency as well.
Cool, so just +4. PI.
So that is 12. Let me double check. That's just enough. So yeah, roll up your damage. So it's just regular short sword damage. As a monk, you still use your dex for the damage, I believe. Yeah. So just roll. It's a D short sword. Let's just double check. I think it's D6. But let me check. I'm not 100%. Short sword, one word. Yeah. Short sword.
Am I muted?
No.
You were no. So one.
Okay.
Yeah, 1d6. Yeah. So just 1d6 plus dex. Nice, 8 damage. Cool. That. And it was the one that was just attempted to bite Nadine.
Yeah.
-8 damage. Excellent. So yeah, so you throw this thing and you see that where the tiger's sort of sliding and just bitten him, it stabs into the shoulder, sort of going halfway up to the blade, into the muscle just between its shoulder and its torso. The tiger lets out a yelp. And you see its head snap round in the direction of the short sword that came towards it. Anything else on your turn?
For now, I think that'll do.
Excellent. Okay. Next up is Smithius. So yes. Sorry, go for it.
Sorry, you carry on.
I was just going to say, so yeah, you're on the other end of this chain, which is wrapped around the neck of the tiger. So Nadine's just rolled round the tiger, and with your two hands, where you previously had a length of chain between you, you're sort of now wrist to wrist, the rest of the slack of the chain taken up by this tiger's neck. So it's going to be difficult for you to move anywhere. It's going to be a strength competition with the tiger if you're going to want to move.
Just strangle it.
Yeah, I'm going to say you can roll an attack with advantage if you want to just pull at the chain to do some damage.
Interesting. I was wondering if I could use my catapult spell again.
100%. It's because it's just a DC save from it, isn't it? So there's no there's no sort of disadvantage for you using it ranged or anything like that. So yeah.
Wait, what does that do?
So you can grab an item that's from nearby. I think it was within. I think it was
60 feet.
It was like 60 feet and throw it up to 90.
So what is there's this sword in the sort of above and slightly to the left?
That'll be too large. So I think it was 5 foot max. Or was it had a weight limit, didn't it?
It was any weight is
5 pounds.
You can do the sword that's down below the stage, though.
Yeah, would a long sword? How much would a long sword weigh? It's probably more
3
than 5
pounds.
Is it 3? Has it got a specific weight? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Oddly enough, I was looking it up before this. Oddly enough, a warhammer is 2 pounds, whereas a long sword is 3. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, I remember looking last time, and I thought most of the weapons I could do it with.
Yeah. You can.
There's just like a couple of huge, like double-handed things which I can't.
Okay, so yeah, so there's a long sword down here that you can do it with. So drapes across the lap of this tiger. The only thing is, I don't think, depending on which tiger you're planning on doing it on, I don't think you have a straight line between the two of them if you were going to use the long sword.
Where's the weapon, sorry?
The long sword is down here. So if you're going to shoot a straight line between that, there's a lot of stuff, including Nadine, between that sword and the tiger, if you were going to use that.
I was actually going to aim for the other one attacking Nadine.
So again, there's another tiger and an elf between the two of those. So the way the attack works is it specifically stops if it hits an object between. So you need to be able to draw a straight line uninterrupted between the two of them to hit it. So how much is so I was going to say that I was going to treat this as a I think it was a maul. 1 sec, let me just have a quick look.
I think a maul is 10 pounds. No, 6.
I've got all of the weapons here. So do they have the weight? Yeah. So what's the weight limit? I was going to treat it as a
5 pounds.
5.
5 pounds. Maul. Yeah, it's 10 pounds as a maul. So you can't do that, unfortunately.
Okay. So there's nothing anywhere I can get a clean line of sight.
You can use another rock. So the same as before, you can pick up a rock from the top and it'll just.
Or you could you could bring that longsword close so one of us can pick it up.
No, it'll get damaged. It specifically does damage to the object.
Well, sure, but is that enough to break a longsword?
It depends.
3d8. It
Oh,
depends.
Wow, that's pretty strong, actually. Jesus Christ.
I don't think there's any rule for it, so it's what George says.
Yeah, so I would just give it the HP. There's rules for HPs of different materials in the DMG, so I'd have to quickly pull that up and check how much health. I would give it the same amount of health as something made of steel or iron.
Are there any rocks I can hit this second tiger with?
The one that's attacking Nadine?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, because there's the pillar there.
Yeah.
There isn't anything that you could successfully throw at him. Like you could maybe. You can't do it if it's in the hand. Is there any rules on doing it if it's in somebody's hands? I don't think it mentions.
Oh, you can't. You just can't.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, there isn't anything. You could hit the one that you and Nadine are strangling, or the one that's attacking the.
What? Hey, what did Dave just throw?
He threw a short sword. Oh, yeah. He should have threw a short sword at that tiger. So there's a short sword in the shoulder of that tiger.
I was embedded.
Yeah, it's sort of halfway. It's halfway up to the blade.
You catapult it further in.
Could you catapult it from him to another tiger?
Yeah, down to this other one.
That I'd allow. Yeah, you could 100%.
Yeah,
do
dude,
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
Great.
Catapult it from the one on Nadine to the one south of that one.
No. Put it in the one that we're strangling.
Okay, I felt like we had that one.
No, that's the one with it in it, isn't it?
No,
Oh.
it's the one. No, it's the one that just missed Nadine.
Yeah, then I can use it because I also don't have a weapon. Remember?
Yeah.
You
All right.
embed it in that one. I'll take it out and then attack the one attacking me.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
Nice.
Ripping
Okay.
it out of the first tiger would also do more damage, surely.
I was thinking that, but then this immediately becomes very imbalanced, and this is going to be the tactic used for fucking everything. Is that you just go sword. So no, I'm going to say that the damage of it pulling out is already represented in the damage that Dave did to it, just to balance this. Like I can see the logic 100%, but I'm going to say that in this instance you only damage the one it's flying towards. To balance this spell, because otherwise it's going to become your new oiling and.
I was just gonna say the new oil.
Oil on the sword and then do it and then cast heat metal on the sword as well.
Wait, we should check if any of these tigers have bits of a man inside their mouth. Tiger guy.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so it's just a DC. What's the DC on it? Have you got the catapult spell?
Smith's was 12 or 40.
So it's a spell save, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
It's mine and Matt's 14. Smith is 2 points lower.
So, it
Oh,
crits.
Damn it!
Okay. So unfortunately, I think with that, then we're going to need to put this sword in.
Wait, so it keeps going. So what's the line that you're doing?
Yeah, it's
yeah.
north.
Where is the sword? Is it in the middle one?
Yeah. So it goes. It'll have to go 90 feet north.
So now Dave's sword just fucked off.
If you're going that way, yeah, then it just disappears.
Yeah.
Oh,
So let's,
man.
Let's
I was
quickly
hoping
check
it was in this
distance.
one, so you could do boom boom.
So was that roll to dodge it?
Oh Jesus Christ! Wait, 90 feet.
Wait. Hold on. Sorry.
Kill some
So,
crowd member by any chance.
No, it's not a crowd member. It's
no, but hold on. What was the tiger rolling? What was the tiger rolling?
It was D20.
But for what?
For Dex, I think it was.
Surely it would get disadvantage considering it's being grappled
Oh yeah,
and
you're right.
strangled.
No, you're right.
Oh.
It's
If it's
restrained. I don't.
It's being grappled by my robot.
I don't
It's-
think grappled gives it disadvantage on deck.
But I mean, it's also restrained by the chains around it. Like, it can't fucking dodge this. I feel like it has to get disadvantage.
Let's just have a look.
If it doesn't get disadvantage from being strangled by two people with chains and being hugged by a robot, I literally don't know what restrained is.
Oh no, yeah,
anymore.
disadvantage on is restrained. Yeah, disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. You're right, it's in there. So you're under
Let's
the
go,
restrained
come on.
conditions. So yeah, let's try that again.
Smith, if this is the second crit, I can't do anything more for you. There we go.
So it's what's your save?
12, isn't it?
Definitely higher than 10.
Is there any pluses?
It does. It's got +2, so unfortunately it does just still make it. So yeah, the sword.
3 rolls on this fucking catapult and they've all failed.
So like the sword hurtles across the arena. I mean, I'm going to need to make another dex save here. So we see the sword hurtles across, and where the tigers are wrestling with Smithius, it's sort of thrashing from side to side, and it slashes to the right just as the sword darts past, and we sort of get the sniper elite follower of this sword, and we can sort of see lounging across his throne is Warlord Tarz at the top, and this sword comes hurtling straight towards him. And
God, please get a crit fail and die. That'd be so fucking funny. How much experience would we get for killing the orc warlord?
We'd have to make it out of the session alive for that first.
Okay, no, he rolls.
He just like
So,
catches it between.
So no, I think he sort of like tilts his head to one side, and like on his throne of helmets, this sword like embeds itself to the hilt into the throne behind him, and you sort of see like I think he's an orc warlord, so he sort of tilts his head. He does the anime, tilts his head, and there's almost no reaction as this thing just slides to the hilt. And we probably see like some guard who stood behind him. We see him sort of topple sideways from behind the throne. Okay, cool. That's that sword.
I'll shout, can we have our sword back, please?
Our sword back, please. Roll a persuade.
I mean, is the sword destroyed?
We'll have to find out. 1 sec, let me check. While you shout that. 18. Okay. Let me just quickly check the DMG.
Just throws it back, but harder.
Objects is 246.
It's 3d8.
Is it that much?
Or is it? Yeah, it's 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
Oh. 2 for 6 to go. Hit points. Yeah. So it does it based on the size, but these are. I'm going to class it as a resilient. So we'll say it's got 18 hit points because it's a resilient medium-sized item. So yeah, roll up the damage for your catapult, Smithy.
Oh, was it? It's 3d.
Is it 3d8? Is that much? Is it?
6 or 8? Is it 8?
Can we double check that? That sounds like a lot of damage for a.
I've just checked it.
Okay, cool.
3d8 bludgeoning.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, roll it up then.
Let's go roll it one by one. So
nice.
here.
9. I think we're all right now. I don't think you can get to it. 6.
15.
15. So no, the sword stays intact. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have to roll Warlord Tarz.
And he did some damage
into this combat now. 1 sec. So let's just roll a d20. So 12. Just quickly find my orcish warlord.
I make sure not to make any eye contact with Gannicus as well. Having just yeeted his sword after he rushed to our aid.
Here we go, War Chief. He's got +1, so he's on 13. Let me just add him
It's
in.
just like, what is this?
I'm like, what am I? How am I in here with pork?
No, I'm like, whoa! Did you see that tiger throw the sword? Whoa!
It's so funny. Just like everything that this dude thought about, he's like, oh man, maybe the other races aren't so bad. Just everything coming true.
Nice. Okay, so I think from there then. So anything else on your turn, Smithius?
No, I think that's it. I've done enough.
So next up is the commoners who are just going to stay exactly where they are. So
God, fucking cowards.
So Nadine, you're up.
All right. So like, Nadine's eyes light up in joy at the sight of a sword. Before
like your hands like
soars off.
reaching out to grab.
I'm like, finally. And then our silent girl is just devastated as it yeets itself across the arena. Arms still out, just like, I don't know what I expected. Is there anything sharp around me?
Not anymore. No. So no, there isn't anything. There is another short sword that the other elf.
Oh wait, my
has.
robot boy could have done something. Sorry.
Sorry, you are correct. Yeah, sorry. So just quickly,
yeah.
do you want to roll up? Your robot girl is now free.
Oh, yeah, girl. Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to assume the gender just because it looks like Nadine.
Yeah.
There may be a robot penis down there.
Robot person.
That's a good question. I think it probably is a boy. Ignore that. So they're completely free. He can just. He's got an attack, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a force-powered rend.
It's a cat robot.
Let me just make sure everybody's robots are updated because I didn't add their proficiency into the damage roll for their attacks before. So let's just check. So it's 1d8 and then it's plus proficiency, which is +2 for all of you, isn't it? So that's Smithy's done. You've already done yours, haven't you, Steve? I believe you did last time.
Sorry.
Did you already add the proficiency onto your character sheet
Yeah, I
for
think
last
I've
time?
done it.
And then, Matt, are you right to do that quickly, or did you want me to update your sheet? Okay, cool, that's fine. So yeah, if you want to do that. So yeah, I've already added it, so you can just roll up your force-powered rend now, Smith. if you
Yeah.
want
So
to do
Robo Kitty would go for the middle one.
Middle one. So what, the one that's currently attacking Nadine?
Yeah.
Cool, that's fine. So you can move over to there. Regardless of which dice that was, let me correct that on the thing so it doesn't roll up advantage every time. But yeah, that'll be a hit.
2d8.
Nice.
Is that right?
Should be one.
Hey.
Is it
8
one
damage, not bad.
I thought it was 1d8, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1d8 + 2.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. I read the wrong thing. Oh, so it was 2 the first roll.
Okay, cool. So that's 4 damage total. Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So sorry, Nadine. Yeah, carrying on from where you were then.
Yeah.
So you're sort of still hand outstretched to where there was, but moments ago, a nice sharp weapon for you.
I guess. Let me check my spells here. I think I will just use lightning lure
Okay, on.
on the tiger that we're strangling.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
It's a strength save, I think, so it's not going to get any advantage from you restraining it. It's only dex.
All right, hang on. I'm trying to think of how fucking spicy I can be right now. How are the chains attached to us?
Manacles. So you've got like a cuff.
And it's all metal.
All metal, yes.
Okay. Probably not best to shock the chain then.
Smithy is on the other end, like, ah!
Yeah. At first I was like, man, I could just fry this motherfucker by smoking the chain around his neck, and then I'm like, then I'll also fry Smithicus. But yeah, that's fine.
So you can roll an attack with advantage. I will class the chain as a club. So it's an attack with advantage to basically just yank the chain because it's restrained, so you do get advantages on melee attack rolls. So you can just roll a melee attack roll, it'll be with strength because you're basically attempting to yank this hard enough to do some damage to the tiger.
You know what? I'll try that because I feel like this thing's gonna resist the strength check. So what do I get here? I get 1d20 plus.
It wouldn't be plus proficiency unless you're proficient with improvised weapons. So it'd just be plus your strength.
Plus 1. Jesus.
I'm now flashing back to you in the prep episode. Like, I don't need strength.
I'm feeling it. Well, to be fair, I usually go negative strength. I gave myself negative wisdom this time just to be funny.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, usually I'd have -1 strength, so it's better than usual. All right.
Well, these things don't have an enormous amount of AC.
Yeah. All right. Come on, and I get advantage, right?
Advantage. That's correct. Yeah.
Show me the money. All right. Show me the crit. Okay, doesn't crit, but I hit it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So roll a. I believe a club is a D6 again.
Yep.
Yeah. D6 bludgeoning plus your strength.
Show me the 6. 3.
3 damage. Cool. That's fine on this one call. Excellent. Cool.
How's it looking?
It's angry. So now it'd be your robot's turn.
How's the one next to me looking?
They're all looking fairly healthy. The worst ones are the one that's taken a couple of warhammers to the face, courtesy of the orcish plunderer, and the one that you've got the chain around the neck of are the worst. But none of them are looking like close to death at the moment.
Okay. My robo boy is gonna move right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Next to his mistress. And then I think he's going to attack the one that was attacking me, not the chained one.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Roll up your force power.
Okay. What did you say I needed to add to this? My proficiency?
Yeah. So the attack is the dice roll plus your proficiency.
Right. Okay. Where do I add that in?
So +2. Let me quickly. It's RTS, isn't it? Character sheet. It'll be. Oops. No, it's up here. So you go into that, and then you just do that +2. There you go. Done.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Show me the money. Nice.
21. That'll do it.
Yeah. Get him.
Oh, Max. It's nice. Is that the right? Oh yeah, it's a D8. So yeah,
Yep.
so that's 8 force damage. Excellent on the one that's to your left.
How's the tiger doing?
Just as poorly as the one that's above you now. Like they're all mostly just looking angry and hungry at the moment.
Okay. Not the best. I'm also going to never mind. If I move, I'll get an opportunity of attack. Yeah, all right. That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, you can't move anyway without taking a strength competition with the tiger. You'd have to try and pull it with you. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's true.
That's fine. So then, next up to the south is Nice. So we find you at the sort of foot of this wooden structure.
Did you really need to bring your robot with you? You couldn't leave your robot to help us?
I have a plan.
Cool.
I
Okay.
have plenty of robots.
Are you gonna fucking fire your robot with the ballista? like Frieza charging at Jiren, just like straight
I wasn't
through
going
him.
to, but now I might. Okay. I think Nice will shout out, "Take this! It's
Dangerous. And he's going to cast Catapult on the longsword there, and try and get all 4 of those.
Well, it'll only hit one, doesn't it? It stops on the first
Yeah, but
thing
it keeps
hits.
going if it misses.
Oh, I see. So yeah, if it misses, you're on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm including.
So I'm confident that the elf will be able to
and then
dodge
me.
it. I'm confident the elf will be able to dodge it.
Okay, cool. That's fine. He's the third in line, so we'll see. So first up is the
Why did that not work?
tiger.
Oh, you have to press that.
What the fuck?
So the first tiger dodges. The second tiger dodges.
Oh no.
Oh, it's definitely
The
gonna
elf.
hit him, isn't it?
The elf dodges. And then the.
I didn't think it would go this. Wait.
Wait. Who, so,
Does it hit
who
Smith's
did it
robot?
just dodge?
Yeah.
No, surely that Mrs. Smith's robot.
Depends on the. No, I'm going to say Smith's robot girl is
Alright.
in line of it. So Smithius, if you could roll up a
This is
dex save for the
guaranteed. Guaranteed 8 failed rolls on catapult so far. This will be the one that hits. Oh my god.
Never use catapult again.
Wait. The first one was a 13. Oh, they've got a plus, haven't they? Never mind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It hits!
So plus, what's the dex for your robot? Oh, 11.
No, that'll be included.
So so no, unfortunately. So
It's like Bless all over again. 8 failed attempts.
so yeah, like it draws a perfect line. Like we see it like thread the needle. I'm like the only one. I want to say 18 damage. How much health is your robot boy got? 19.
19.
Okay, Jesus. So yeah, this thing like. We sort of see where it's gone claws down into the back of it. Its hands sweep down at the back of the tiger, and then we just see this sword just goes through the bottom of its neck there to the hilt, and like a load of oil, and we sort of see a few links of some cogs shoot out of the back of the robot girl's neck, and she sort of like stays static for a second. We see the head goes just like.
The ears go slightly limp.
Yeah.
Why do I always end up friendly firing Smith?
Yeah!
In my own head, I'm just like, well, that's not ominous at all.
Yeah.
Did you roll the
But-
damage?
But yeah, it's 18. Oh, does the sword make it?
The sword would take the same damage, and I think we assessed that it has exactly 18 health.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But that was for a short sword.
oh,
and
yeah,
the long
that's-
sword be a little bit stronger.
it's made of the same material, so we'll give it 20. It's got 2. We'll say that that's fair enough. We'll give it slightly more.
Please, no one eat this sword. I really want a fucking weapon.
I've got 1 slot left.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So anything else on your turn?
Lord
Nice?
in heaven.
Can I see what's on this rack down here?
Yes, you may.
Good to know, Dean.
You don't need anything. There's 3 spears.
More catapult stuff. Okay.
Hmm.
You might want to leave some of these weapons intact for when you're done catapulting things.
Right, okay. In that case, I'm gonna command, bonus action, command my girl to grab the spears, like as many as she can hold, and take them into the fray.
Got it. Okay.
And then I'm gonna use, I think. Did you say it was 20 foot up?
Yeah, 20 foot. So you're at the foot of it, I believe. Before I don't think you've done any climbing. The wife's already halfway up from memory.
Do I or?
Why
If
don't you
I-
bring the spears? Just have her fire the thing.
I was thinking, if I get her to give me the help action, then I could get advantage on all of my shots from it. Which is why I brought her down here.
Mhm.
Who? You've got
You're
a
already
short
halfway.
sword.
Just do that. Just do that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to use all of my movement moving up, and I'm going to tell her to dash and move up to the thing.
To the ballista. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. So are you at the top now?
I would be 5 foot short, I think.
Okay, so because it's 20 foot up, and so what was your movement? It's 30, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And you don't get any sight from your robot defender, do you? There's no psychic link or anything like that. I didn't think so. Okay, cool. That's fine. Sweet. So then next up in the turn order is Warlord Tarz, and when we sort of see the camera pans back round to him. And where there's like this sword buried to the hilt and the side next to him, his head still leans to one side. We see his hand comes up and grips it, and then in a single motion, he just, and we see this thing pirouette through the air, and then lands sort of blade side down, sword in the stone in the dirt. And so I believe the maximum you can throw at 60 from memory. What's a be the same as
Yeah, I think it's 2060 for thrown.
Yeah, because that's what a hand axe is, isn't it? Yeah, so you throw it 60, so he'd take it to.
Pretty
here,
close.
To here.
Within catapult range.
So let me just quickly.
Guaranteed to not survive another catapult.
So can somebody draw that
true.
line? Can somebody draw that line for me quickly so I can mark it down?
Yeah,
Whoever
sure.
had their ruler out. 60. Cool. Excellent. So the sword is just there. So I chose a very poor color for it because it's the same
Yeah,
color
it's
as the
fine.
dirt. That's fine.
We're not forgetting that sword. Don't worry.
We'll forget that sort.
There we go. So there's a sword in the dirt just there, buried like a quarter of the way in. We can see that it lands very neatly, like tip side down, and with the hilt of it sort of pointed towards where you are. And then next up is the elf's turn. He is going to continue attacking the tiger that he's on top of. So this one's still prone, so he gets advantage. Oh, that's a nice. So it's a hit. So then it's a D6.
Which one's he attacking?
The one that he's been attacking this whole time. The one that's prone down in the grease.
Oh, right. Okay. Down in the grease.
D6 plus.
Oh,
4 for his
beginning.
dex.
Wait, no, it's end of his turn. He'll have to make the check.
Yeah. So that's 9 damage. And he's actually going to expend one of his key points to do flurry of blows. So that's 2 punches, I believe. So 20 and 8, so one of them hits for another 8 damage. Nice. So you can see where it is, like where he has the sword. His flurry of blows represents like he grabs the sword with 2 hands and then kicks the tiger in the face. And then with his second blow, he lifts his hands up on either side of the brace on the handle of the sword. He slams both his wrists down on it, hammering the sword deeper into the tiger. Then next up is the dwarves.
Is that tiger looking pretty bad?
He is, he's looking pretty worse for wear. Well, he's got a sword like buried now pretty much to the hilt in its back.
Nice.
He's got to make his check, hasn't he, to stay upright.
True.
So it's a dex save, isn't it?
Yep, 14.
Oh,
Hey.
no. So the force of him slamming his wrists down on it, the blade does bury in, but his feet slip out from underneath him, and when you see he clatters sideways, landing in the grease.
Just in the distance, you can hear Nice just go, haha, classic.
Which isn't good when you're right in front of a tiger, but we'll see how that pans out for him. Next up is the dwarf. So the dwarf who's up at the top here, I'm attempting to smash up this. Is going to do so, and he's going to get advantage now. One of the other dwarfs moves up to the side, and you can see where he's chopping. He starts yanking at the brace on the side of the weapons rack. So let's get his character sheets up. 7, so no, they're not having much luck. So unfortunately, he's not able to make any ground on it. Then next up is the orc in the centre. So he's going to continue attempting to smack this tiger in the face with his warhammer. Oh, 22, nice. And then I need to roll a different dice because it's only set to be one-handed. 1d10 plus 3. Oops. Max damage, he does 13 damage. So that's
Is that more than the tiger's half health?
good question. It's not, no.
Damn.
You see this time, like he's just literally pounding on this thing. This thing's trying to pound on him, and you can just see he's taking swings at its face. This one lands true smack dab in the center, and when we sort of see like the top half of the top lip of the tiger's jaw cracks inwards, and when we sort then it's the tigers. So let's deal with that one first, seeing as he seems the least impressed with his current situation. He's going to attempt to bite. Oh, this time he hits.
That's a crit fail.
What happened there?
Oh no.
Because presumably we have a repeating NPC caution. Oh no, action.
let's just have a quick look. So that's on his bite, is it? Is there something weird set up in the... No. Oh, I see. Hold on. Yeah. So that's 6 piercing damage. Got far too many sheets up here. Close these down. So, oh, he doesn't like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, this thing chomps down on him, and when we can sort of see where this thing bites into the gap between where his helmet and the armor that's ill-fitted for him lands, and we can sort of see as it chomps down, the two teeth between its canines in the front sort of bend backwards out of its mouth, but it chomps down on him regardless. Then we are on to Gannicus.
I know what I don't want to say it, guys, but actually, aren't there more tigers to do?
You are correct. Sorry, more murdering.
Dave!
Next
Does I get an actually inspiration then?
yeah, you do. You do, yeah. Especially seeing as it was.
And you've killed us all.
Yeah.
He gets 2, right? Because this
Yeah.
is one that affects the party.
It's to the detriment of the party, so you get 2. Yeah.
Dave's way is to fuck us over so hard that he gets to 10 inspiration and then saves the day.
So
Just actually your way to 10 inspiration in
so
one
next,
scene.
next up's the one that's on top of the elf. I mean, he gets advantage. Oh no, hold on. He needs to. It just cancels out because he's got disadvantage because he's prone. So let me see if he can stand up first, and then we'll see if he rerolls that. So it's a dex save, isn't it?
Wait, it's the tiger prone.
Yeah, the tiger's prone. So no.
Wouldn't it just stand up?
And with the other. I'm trying to remember how it works. Isn't it when you start your turn in it or something like that?
End your turn.
Oh, end your turn. So you can just stand up, can you? We were rolling
Yes, half
for it
his
last
movement.
time.
Is that another actually for Steve?
Giving advantage against an ally.
Sure. I'm just trying to think. So wasn't it? I'm trying to remember how we did this last time because it was making checks to stand up last time. I seem to remember.
No. It was when I cast it. When you enter it for the first time, or if you end your turn in the area.
Oh, I get you. Okay. So yeah, I guess it would just stand up. So, so it does get advantage. So let's roll that up again.
Is that inspiration?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Oh, but it's not enough. So yeah, this thing like scrabbles. Attempting to get to where Fink is, and you sort of see that Fink where Fink's fallen back. He's got the sword in his hand, and the tiger thrashes at him, but he extends a single foot out, placing it on the end of the tiger's snout, and it snaps just shy of his ankle, pushing him slowly backwards in the grease as it tries to scrabble towards him. Then we've got the one that's on Nadine. Same, it's going to attempt to bite you. 10, I'm assuming, does not hit.
No.
Nice. And then the last we've got the one you're strangling, which is restrained, so it's going to have disadvantage. This is on Smithius still. So far so good. Oh,
Hey.
Nice.
nice. So I'm guessing, does 12 hit you, Smithius, with no armor
Oh.
on? What's your
Uh,
dex?
It might do actually.
No.
D10 plus your dex.
10 plus dex.
Modifier, yeah.
11.
Oh, so no, it's just enough then. So this one that you've got your neck round, it takes half a step forwards and bites into you for 12 piercing damage.
Wow, that's more than half my HP.
Oh, are you down as well, or is
No.
that just okay?
2.
So yeah, so are we? So this is a decision time, guys. Are we doing critical injuries? And are we going to do lingering injuries? Do we want to play with those?
Yeah, just fucking end me now. This character needs to die. He's horrific.
In the end,
This character needs to die.
So is that a yes?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. Let's pull it up. So
Oh
Also,
god.
that tiger needs to make a save, or he goes prone again.
he's not in the grease though, is he?
The one below.
Oh, the one
Yeah,
below. Yeah,
the one
sorry,
that is.
you're correct.
Oh
Okay.
no,
We'll do that.
Smithius.
We'll do that afterwards. So first, you have to start by doing a con save, I believe.
It's a good thing we've got Constitution as one of our trained ones. Just set that flag now.
I can't remember what the con save was, looking at it here. Doesn't actually say on the rules.
I don't remember, it's been so long.
Let me just have a quick look and see if we've got it written down what we used before. 1 second. Resources. Lingering injuries, here it is.
Why don't we just implement them next time and then...
It's fine, I've got it here. Confirming, here we go, so we did this. So it's like a death save. D20, yeah, it's not a con save, it's literally just a D20, so you effectively make a death save. So roll a D20, 10 or higher.
Okay.
So
Well, that was
7.
my con. Yeah.
So unfortunately, no, that's not. So it's piercing. So if I could get you to roll a D20 for me, please.
It's been my one good roll.
13. You get horrible scar. So you're disfigured to the extent that the wound is not easily concealed. You have disadvantage on charisma checks and you have disadvantage on charisma checks which rely on persuasion, and advantage on charisma checks for intimidation.
Thankfully, Smithy's character is super intimidating already.
You need a healing spell of level 6th or higher in order to heal it. So this tiger essentially drops down because you're such a smaller size compared to him. Like the bite basically engulfs the whole of your right shoulder and this side of your chin. So where it chomps down on you, the largest of its fangs fish hooks the side of your mouth, and tears it backwards, and we sort of see that you end up with an inverted Joker scar that sort of splits the corner of your mouth down from the corner of your mouth down to your chin, and the scar continues round your neck and into your shoulder. So we can sort of see there's 2 puncture wounds here, and then the top line of teeth drawn between the 2 of them.
Badass.
Excellent. So yeah, hold on, I will add this into your features quickly.
Badass scar. Got this from strangling a tiger. Don't want to brag, but
So
how did you get yours? Just this screen pans to a short blonde gnome. Just like, I got it from trying to rescue an idiot. Now his liver's inside of me. God damn it.
oops. It's gone.
Realise there's no way Nut could have survived if he doesn't have a liver.
Smith, you
Well, I'm pretty sure I only got the level liver because you
trying to
died.
work
Sorry.
on your sheet, sorry.
I was, yeah, you carry on.
Yeah, the gnome liver. As in, Yarlet's liver.
No, she still has hers. She's got both.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's got...
That's why it like bulges up the side, because she's got an extra liver.
There we go. It's at the bottom. You'll find it at the bottom of your features and traits on the main sheet of the character sheet, Smith.
Cool.
Regardless.
Thank
Which
you.
is now a massive long list, but you'll see the information for it's on there. Okay, cool.
Horrible scar.
Nice. So that's the end of the tiger's turn, I believe. So now it's Gannicus. The few inspirations.
Thanks, Gannicus. I hope you enjoy those 2 inspiration.
You're having all of Dave's usual luck at the moment, Smith. Like,
Yeah.
your robot's completely fucked, and so are you at the moment. Excellent.
Smith, bring your robot close to me, by the way.
Okay.
So,
Get in here, monk. We need you to pummel these tigers to death.
after witnessing that monstrosity occur in front of me, I'm going to move next to the now disfigured Smith.
Nice. Okay.
So, yeah, I've got to here, and I'm going to attack that tiger that's already strangled.
Nice. Just unarmed.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So would that be with advantage then?
Yes, it's restrained. It is with advantage.
Alright, so I will do it. First attack. 20. Two is the hit.
Yep. Nice. That definitely hits. So 5 damage.
Damage. And then as I'm doing it unarmed, I'll attack him again.
Yep.
Oof.
Shouldn't have added them together, but there we go. No, that's 17.
Yep.
Another 5.
Excellent. Cool.
So how is that tiger looking?
Not too happy with his current situation. He's mostly looking sated at the moment as he's got a snack in his mouth. But your plan to...
I'm not in his mouth.
Okay, so it's not really looking that.
It's looking pretty worse for wear. How do we end up on Diggy Diggy Hole? Who put this in the playlist?
Saw it in there, but I decided to.
Whatever
Just put
floats
it
your
in at a
boat.
random point. See when it came up. It came up like the perfect time,
Yeah,
just as Dave's turn was starting.
Yeah. So Yogscast reference, isn't it? Okay, cool.
So I will use my 1 key point, leave me with 1 left, to do flurry of blows.
Don't you do that as a bonus action? So you could do 1 more with it, if you know what I mean.
So, so it says immediately after taking the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed attacks as a bonus action.
Yeah, exactly. But your other punch was a bonus action, so you can retcon that and do 1 more punch, but it wouldn't be 2 more.
I will do exactly that then.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's see. So why is it just... So I'm putting roll 2d20 KH1 plus 4. So why is it not saving the KH1?
You're putting a space?
You're putting the +4 at in the wrong position. I think it goes... So it's 2d20 plus 4 KH1.
Yeah.
So the space is right. It's just the +4 corrupts the command because it's in the wrong spot.
Thank you very much.
I
So,
believe. Yes.
like that?
Yeah, that's done it. No, that rolled both of them. It added them together.
Oh, well, I'm just going to do 2d... I'm going to forget the whole KH1.
Well, oh yeah, that's fine. Just roll it up and just roll it twice. Just roll a single d20, and you can just.
Why
press...
aren't you using your
You
character
get your-
sheet?
Good question.
Yeah, if you just click on the
Are you-
attack. Did you add the attacks on your character
Back 1
sheet?
second.
Well, I've got the flurry of blows that we 3 attacks, but I've already done 2 already now. So let's just do 1. Yeah, okay. So,
You letting that roll go? The 2 and 3.
That's fine. Yeah, while we're faffing, I'm happy enough to leave that. Because we could do the rule ones on the left, but I'll just let him have it. So that's fine. So yeah, roll up the unarmed attack. So
What the
Five.
fuck?
that's a 5. So yeah, another minimum damage, unfortunately. So no, unfortunately, the tiger's still going. It does look a lot worse for wear. Like where it's got Smithius in his mouth. You're pounding on the side. Are you making attempts to get Smithius out of this thing's mouth, or are you just attacking it?
would that affect the damage I've already done?
No, it wouldn't. It's more for roleplay purposes.
Then yeah, I'd be yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so you sort of like dig your hand. So this is the tiger that got firebolted in the face. So you can see like there's some melted back cheek. Matching Smithius is like on the side where you are. You can see this tiger's face is slightly melted back with flames, but on the same side you can see Smithius' mouth is pulled back, but from the rip from this thing's canine. So it's a rather gruesome sight on the side you're on. You sort of take a couple of punches and then you plant your fingers in the drawer and attempt to begin prizing it open, sort of pulling back at where the exposed cheek is, ripping it in the process. So mess is happening.
Okay.
And then that everything on your turn?
That is everything, yeah.
Right, Smithius. Things aren't going
do I
your
have
way.
Quick comfort break before I
Yeah, happy to
act
call a pause
heroically.
there. Yeah, cool, that's fine. So let's call a quick 5-minute pause, comfort break, and then we'll rejoin shortly.
Time for coffee number 4.
Cool. We all back? Do we have a Smithius?
Yep. Let's fuck this thing up.
Cool. So Smithius, things aren't really going your way. So it's probably the distraction of the like you hear like a loud sound of quickly grinding metal, like the chink, and you like turn to your side and you can see that Robot Nadine has a sword like. But you've got the profile view of it, so you can see there's a sword. You can see the hilt of a sword here, and then just the entirety of the blade out the back. You can sort of see like mechanical oil begins dripping down the front of its chest. And then in that moment you're distracted. You turn back, and the tiger's already upon you. It clamps down onto you, catching your bottom jaw. So its fangs sort of go into your bottom jaw. So your bottom row of teeth are interlocked with its top. And it's pinning your jaw against your chest.
Very intimate.
Yeah. You're Frenching this tiger at the moment. This is not the Catgirl experience you've signed up for.
So just before, when I see the sword go into Kitty Robot, you hear me say "fucking catapult." So are we still interlocked, or have we?
Yeah, it's still restrained. You're effectively kind of restrained as well, but we're not giving you a disadvantage because you're on the chain end of it, and you've already suffered enough. So,
yes.
but you can't move. You can't move away without taking the tiger with you at this point. Like you're handcuffed to it. You'd have to try and unshackle it. And if you're going to get away, you'd have to try and spend some of your movement, if not your action, to try and unhook the chain.
I think I'm going to give Catapult a rest and just firebolt it.
So what's the damage on your firebolt? Because it might be better to just try and yank the chain and choke this thing out.
1d10.
1d10. Okay, so it is more damage, but you have to remember with firebolt, because there's somebody within 5 feet of you, you shoot with disadvantage. Oh, but it's got disadvantage, so it cancels out, so it's just a normal attack. Because you've got advantage to hit it because it's restrained, and you get disadvantage because it's close. So,
why would the 5 foot thing matter? Because it's ranged.
Yes. So any ranged attack, if you've got a hostile creature within 5 feet, you get disadvantage, but that's cancelled out by the fact it's restrained. And as soon as there's more than one, you don't start adding up from there. As soon as there's one in either direction, it just cancels out, and it's a standard roll.
Okay, so firebolt makes sense now.
It does actually.
Cool. I didn't set my spells up right, so should I just roll a d20?
Yeah, roll a d20, and then we can add on its proficiency plus your intelligence modifier. So +2 plus another 2, is it, for your intelligence?
Yes.
So that's 13. So yeah, that's just enough. So where does things like pinned you down, you place a hand on the side of the tiger's head, and when we see the beginning of the glow underneath your hand from where you're generating this fireball, and instead of lobbing it this time, you've got your hand just placed against the side of this thing's head as it's bearing down on top of you.
Oh.
Nice. 7 damage. Okay, nice. So yeah, so where does things on top of you? Your hand, we see it warm up, and we see like this glow begin to appear underneath your hand, and then simultaneously the glow appears sort of inside this tiger's mouth, sort of illuminating your face, and then a second later there's a and as the implosion inside the head sprays this tiger's head, and we sort of see like the top half of the skull flips entirely backwards, freeing you, but this thing slumps down on top of you, and there's just like there's sort of like a pink mist where it glows you along a load of dust. And as the cloud sort of settles, we can see Smithy is sort of lying on his back with this tiger on top of him, the top half of its head completely blown off.
Nice.
That goes wild.
Yeah, so yeah, there is probably a roar from the crowd. We sort of like, as pyrotechnics go off, we hear like, ah! Like extra detritus and bits of food and stuff get lobbed in from the side as we see everybody go crazy. So, they're dead. Cool. Anything else on your turn, Smithius?
God for that.
I'd say you're still hooked to the tiger at this point. Like it's slumped down. It's got a loop around its neck. You could expend your movement to unhook it that way. So
I'll go for that.
Okay, cool.
Then you bonus action, move your robot, have it attack, and then move it over to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's fine. So Smithius, you sort of use your movement to push this tiger off, and you flip the chain round so that it comes off. It sort of lands upon your chest, and then you scrabble to your feet. And then, so yeah, it's your robot's turn now. So the robot sort of stood there, motionless for a moment, where this sword's buried to the hilt through its neck.
Could I take the sword out and use it?
If it was to walk over to you, yeah, you could get it. It's not within range of you at the moment. But if you could get close enough to it that you could get it, then yeah, that's possible. There isn't really room for it to get over to you. Is the only thing, because of where it is. It would take an opportunity attack from the tiger.
All right. Can it? Yeah. So, if Nadine wants it to move to her, would that be an opportunity attack as well?
No, because there's no easy path is the problem. It's on the other side. So let me bring up my ruler so I can show you what I'm trying to talk about. Like sort of where it is here, it can't move round either way. There's stuff in the way. If it was to go this way, it would end up taking an opportunity attack from this one, and from this one there's another robot blocking its movement. It can theoretically move through friendly creatures, so it could get to here, and still be within 5 feet. So yeah, theoretically you could go here by going this way round and shuffling through the crowd.
Be in the grease then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was
yes,
am I avoiding grease there?
No, you wouldn't be. That it would be in the grease.
I would dispel it, but I can't.
Yeah,
It's not concentrated, it's
It's
there.
just there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How many rounds has it been since you cast it? It's been 2, hasn't it? If I remember from...
Another 8 to go.
Yeah.
I lay down another one for good measure.
Can I attack and then move round?
You can do the attack first. Yeah. So it can, and you can
And then
find out
just
what to do.
claps on the floor next to Nadine.
Yeah.
All
So, yeah.
greased up.
So yeah,
Also-
it's not an either or with the steel defender, is it? Is it move or attack? Can it basically?
No,
you just
it's basically they can take a full action, but you have to use your bonus action for it. I mean,
Yeah.
they can take a full turn, but you have to use your bonus action for it. Otherwise, they just dodge.
Yeah, so you still on.
So their turn is directly after yours, and you just control them like you normally would,
Yeah.
right? But if you haven't used your bonus action, then they have to take the dodge action.
Got it. Okay, cool. That's fine. So yeah, so you can get it to do that. It can do its attack first and then move.
Cool.
Also remember, Smith, that it's got a.
You can command it to take the repair action, and it'll heal itself by like 2d8 or something like that.
Oh. Ooh.
Or it can use that on another steel defender or item
Ah,
to
shit,
repair
that,
it.
shouldn't I?
You can retcon if you want, if you weren't aware of that.
That feels a bit unfair, given I've already failed the roll.
But let me double check, because it assumed that the side's going to be, did I put that on your... Oh, it is.
What
on
are
your
you trying to
character-
do,
it's-
Smith?
It's on your character sheet.
Use repair.
Oh, don't worry, I got you.
All right. No, I've already rolled. I'll leave
Okay.
that.
Okay, that's fine. So no, unfortunately, 10 doesn't attack. Like you see, it attempts
These
to follow
fucking
your
rolls, honestly.
it attempts to follow your orders and attack, but like where the sorcerer stays, some of the cogwork has been delinked, and you sort of see like the arms go to move, but they sort of like they get halfway around the rotation, and then there's a break in the cog. You see the arm just falls limp to its sides.
Right.
And now
Okay.
you want to move round to the other side.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can move round to here. But it is in the grease there. So it'll have to make a
That
dex
dex?
save. Yeah, dex save. 13. Is that enough, Steve? What's your save?
It's a 14.
So yeah, no, unfortunately, so yeah, this thing it like clumsily makes its way through the crowd, sort of like stumbling, pushing past all of you. It gets to where Nadine is, and you can sort of see like it remains rigid. Where it hits the grease, its feet just go tunk, and it just falls directly onto its back. And then you can sort of see where it lands on its back. It's still sort of in its walk cycle, so it's sort of on its back, like. And like it's making the motion.
It still has the sword in its mouth, in its throat, right?
It does, yeah. So where it lands on the back, the sword slides most of the way back through.
I'm glad it was that way.
Does it still have half its movement?
Further in.
What's that?
Does it still have half its movement?
No, I wouldn't say so, because I think moving through another character's
It's got
space.
40 feet, remember?
Because moving through another character's space takes.
It's difficult terrain, yeah.
difficult
But
terrain.
remember,
It's got 10 foot more than we do.
So let's have a look. So how much was that? It was
15 feet.
15 feet. So 40. No, yeah, it does. So it could stand up. But no, it takes the check at the end of its turn, so it can't
No,
stand up.
it's well, I was going to actually, but it's when it enters and if it ends its turn.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, so
So
I
I could
stand
stand
up.
up and potentially still succeed.
Okay.
Stand up and do the check again.
Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
All right, I'll do
Do
that.
it.
Haha, pure comedy.
Cool, up you go.
I
so
hope that doesn't happen again.
On.
15.
Hey!
So yeah. After walking for a few seconds, you see that it sort of Undertaker sits up from the waist, and then goes awkwardly to standing. Like it doesn't use its hands at all, just its feet sort of slide in underneath it, and then it moves to upright. And then it sort of like turns 90 degrees to face you. And you can see at this point it's very sort of glitchy. Its head twitches every few seconds, and its eyes sort of move in different directions and find it hard to focus. Cool. So then next up is the commoners again. They're staying right where the fucking are. They aren't getting involved in
Shoot them
this.
with a ballista.
Nadine, you're up.
Okay. So, I think Nadine was a little shocked at the brutal mauling that Smithy has got.
Mm-hmm.
But she'll save that for now. She doesn't show too much distress. Instead, she'll turn and take the sword from this thing's neck.
Yeah, that's fine. So you can do that with half the movement.
Yep. And then I'm going to cast Mend.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So.
Does it get double the effect from Mend? Just there's something.
Yeah. So
specific
like
that attacks
Mend
you
is
for
just
Mend.
to repair stuff, but on the robots it does something special. I need to.
It heals it by 2d6, doesn't it? I want to say.
Mhm.
That
I remember
might
there
be
being something
right.
I don't
specific
have
about.
the thing open.
I remember there being
I'll
something specific
get it up
about
real quick. 1 second.
I'm not sure if it's like 2d6 or 2d6 plus your spell.
Mod or something.
Let's have a quick look.
I should probably have that open as well.
Let me pull that up. I was looking on my computer. I was like, wait, I've got the physical book. What am I doing? Steel Defender. Here we go.
Just waiting for the rulebook to load for me.
2d6.
It is 2d6. Okay.
Yeah, the mending spells cast on Defender, it regains 2d6 hit points.
Okay. So. Roll 2d6. Is it plus anything?
No, it's just flat 2d6.
Okay. Show me the 12.
Also,
8. All right.
one thing to keep in mind, guys,
Is if your Steel Defender goes down, you need a spell slot to get it back up at the end of the combat. Otherwise, we need to have a long rest.
Yeah.
Cool. So plus 8. So it's up to 9 health. Cool.
So yeah, I've got my sword. That was my action.
Cool. So then it's your Steel Defender's turn.
Yes. So. I think he'll look to Nadine Bot and be like, "Bit clumsy on your feet there, partner." And then like immediately turn and sucker punch the tiger right next to him. Like, so fourth attack. Let's roll it up. Show me the money. Nice.
Yeah, 24. So roll damage.
5.
5. Okay,
Alright.
sweet. And that's on the one that was attacking you, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. So
And actually,
So what does it look like when your Steel Defender attacks, by the way? What's Artius's what does Artius's attacks look like?
so he attacks like a martial artist,
Okay.
but with the like inhuman precision. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Mhm.
so it would be like, you know, if you get a quick view of like his, you know, it's almost like the VAT breakdown from Fallout. Where it's like ding ding ding, it hit his leg and then just instantly like no hesitation punch out and smack it.
Nice. Cool. Excellent. Like it.
The other thing I was gonna say, slight retcon because it was on my turn. But I think I actually might try and do I want to move it? No, never mind. You know what? This tiger ain't gonna hit me. No way this tiger hits me.
Cool. So next up then is Nice.
Nice. Okay. So Nice is going to use his movement.
To do the final 5 foot onto the top, and then the rest of it over to this.
Cool. So you don't need to roll a perception. So you can see that now. I'm gonna have to bring up.
Before this thing's fucking broken.
I'm gonna have to bring this thing up. So Let me just quickly find the ballista in the DMG. Siege weapons.
Oh, God.
My one worry is that this acts like a catapult and it keeps going.
I mean, luckily there's
255. Here we go.
there's a big old pillar. It looks like between most of us.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that.
Here we go.
What a shame.
How far do those pillars go up?
So,
And there's that lovely little
so it would be blocking view. So the pillars are sort of like 30, 40 feet up, and you're only 20 feet
So
up.
I can only see that one.
Okay, that's fine.
So you're where you are. So the ballista, you can see there is a single bolt already in the rack at the top of it.
Okay.
But the way the ballista works is it takes 3 actions total to fire the ballista.
Okay.
So there's one to load it, one to aim it, and one to fire it. You can see that it's already loaded, but this is the only bolt that you can see around. So you'll need one action to aim it, and then a second action to fire it.
Okay. Fine. I'm gonna aim it, and then I'm gonna have a bonus action get my wife to load it.
To fire it, you mean? So
Wait.
it's already loaded.
Oh,
so
it's already
the
loaded.
load's done. You just need to do aim and fire.
Yeah. So in that case, I'm not gonna fire it this round. I'm gonna get her to take. Oh, should I? I probably should.
It's worth
What?
noticing that it's not based on anybody's individual dex or anything. It has just a static to hit. So it doesn't matter who fires it.
All right. And there's only one bolt.
There is only one bolt. That's correct.
Okay. I've got to make it count then. I'm gonna tell her to take the help action to hopefully give me advantage on the next turn.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a ranged attack, so yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So yeah, you get her to help. So what does helping look like? Does she sort of like brace it with you? What does helping look like for wife?
So I think like maybe like her abdomen like opens up and there's like it kind of makes like a makeshift clamp and she kind of like clamps herself to it and then sets her arm alongside it and steadies it.
Nice.
Like
Okay.
Yeah, she kind of like integrates herself onto the ballista.
Nice. I see. Yeah. So she sort of like unfurls herself and connects in, so to the point where she's probably almost indistinguishable from some sort of a tactical attachment to the thing. Excellent.
Also, can I just see, is there anything else up here, like any weapons or anything?
No, we have a quick look around. There's nothing else up here with you. Just the ballista. You can see other than a few blood stains on the wood behind you, and that appears to be the totality of what's up here. There does seem to be some excess rope, is the only other thing you would notice. So from the sort of nets that you used to climb up, you can see that there's a little bit of an extra length of rope, sort of like 20 foot over by where you climbed up.
Okay.
So, let me just quickly.
Also, would I know the range on the ballista? I'm assuming big.
Yeah, big is the answer to that. So yeah, no, you wouldn't know the exact range, I don't think. Actually, you've read books. Roll a history. See if one of the books you read was on like war siege tactics.
Do I have history? No, I took nature because I thought it would be funnier. Where's history? 14.
14. Yeah, I'd say with a 14, one of the books that you read was on siege tactics. So like, what does it look like? If we get some sort of visual representation of Nice recalling this information?
It's him in the armchair by the fire. With like, and you can see like lots of pictures of like ballista and stuff in the book, like over the shoulder angle.
Nice. So yeah, you load the file from your memory of war siege tactics and bring up the page on ballistas. There's the rope. Cool. That's fine. Next up is Warlord Tarz, but he's not going to do anything. The only thing he does on his turn is to re-straighten his neck. We sort of see like where he pulled the sword out of the back. This is when the guy who stood behind the throne, he sort of throws it, and then somebody just topples sideways from the side of the throne. And then we are on to the elf's turn. So he's going to use half of his movement to get up, and then after having pratfalled for the first time, he's going to use the other half of his movement to move out of the out of the grease. He's had quite enough of the pratfalling. He managed to resist it the first few times, but we sort of see he stands up and there's grease smeared all up one of his sides. And you see he takes one long step round to the tiger and sort of sidesteps it. And as he does, he brings the sword round to swing at it. Bring up his character sheet. Whack. 17, nice. So yeah, he hits, and then so it's 1d6 plus 4. So he does 5 damage to it. Oh, he has advantage. Oh no, it's not prone; it's up, so no, he doesn't get advantage. Oh no, the tiger didn't make its check. Steve, you did correctly point that out. Add on an inspiration for that as well. Because I haven't done that. So let's just quickly check if he's going to get advantage on this.
Damn, I should have used an inspiration.
What inspiration? What?
Because he pointed out I hadn't checked for the tiger falling back over at the end of its turn. 12.
Fail.
So no, so yeah, Fink gets to roll again. So let's just see if he crits. He does not. Okay, cool. So yeah, no, that stays as it was. So then next up is the dwarves. For the love of God, guys, pull your shit together. You've been useless this entire time. So let's just make a strength check with advantage. 9. Finally, okay, cool. So you can finally see with the assistance of his dwarf friend, the dwarf who's helping him puts his foot on the other side of the rack and then pulls it sideways, and the other one lays it into him. We see that it snaps into 3 even pieces. The brace bar across the top is drawn free, and he's able to snap it into 3 bits. The 2 dwarves who are with him pick up 2 of the legs of wood, so that's his action. He was doing the assist, so this one can move forward a little bit, but he's just going to move to here in front of his 2 friends. They're not joining the fight at the moment. They're just going to stay where they are and look after their own. So then next up is the orc. He's just going to keep attacking. In the habit of a lifetime. 23, that's a hit. And then so it's a d10 plus 3. So that was 5 plus 3 is 8 damage. So that's enough. So he finishes off the tiger. He continues wailing on the face of this thing, and he just continues. He takes 3-4 more swings, and you see slowly the top of the head gets caved further and further inwards. And this tiger is now deceased.
How do we get this dude on our team? He's fucking nuts.
And you can see what's he going to do with the rest of his turn. So he's still got his movement. What is his movement before I do anything else?
Should be 30 for an orc.
It says 25 on his sheet, so I'm going to stick with that.
Slow boy.
Yeah, he's covered in heavy armour, but he is going to make a move down this way towards where all the commoners are.
Uh-oh.
What's the range on a rock? Improvised weapons, we said it was... Is it 20?
120 flying. Wrong type of rock.
Oh, I see. It's a rock.
Rock will be 20-60 again. That's generally the standard for throwing.
Right, okay, cool. That's fine. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, 20-60 is he within range? I'm guessing he is. Yeah, okay. It's just outside of the with advantage with standard. Actually, let's do right from the front of this guy. We'll call that one 20. So one of them regular, then 2 with disadvantage to throw rocks at him. Wasn't the intended target, but they're going to make the most. So first one without disadvantage. No. And then with disadvantage, the first one. No. And then with the second one. Oh, the first one's crit. And then... Oh! Nice, so that hits. So with a 19, as he sort of rounds the corner, you see that he makes his way towards where the gate are, and towards he raises his hammer and starts running towards where the commoners are all up on the rock. I mean, they all hurl their stones at him. The majority of them plomping pathetically into the dirt between where he is and the thing. But the dwarf at the back yeets his up high, and you can sort of see that the guy looks up and you see it comes down towards where his face is, and then that'll be a club, which I think's a D4. Second club. This is wants to load. Your own time. Let's check on here. Yes, it's a D4. 4. Okay, cool. Excellent. So if I come back across to here. Or it's not enough to down him. Actually, would it be? It'd be plus strength, wouldn't it? Oh, but these are commoners. They don't have any strength. So it's not enough to kill him, but it sucks. So he looks up just in time to see this rock come down, and it lands square in the centre of his face. And where the dwarven helmet he's wearing has got sort of a nose guard coming down the centre, it gets knocked inwards, flattening his nose. We sort of see the 2 sprays of blood come out from either side of his nostrils, and as he takes a staggered step backwards, and the bloody stone drops to the dirt at his feet. Then it's our 2 remaining tigers' turns. So let's get on with that. First one, let's deal with the one attacking Fink first. So it stands up, takes his bite attack. 17, which does hit, and it does. Oh, that's a 1. Show me the chat. 4. 10 damage. So where the elf stood up to one side and we're taking a slash at this thing, it for the first time manages to get purchase on him, and he slashes across its chest, but it bites into his forearm and then yanks him towards it. He's still up, but that he did not enjoy. Cool, so this thing has it in its grasp, and then we've just got the one that's on Nadine. 15, does that hit you, Nadine?
It would, but I use my reaction to cast shield.
Okay, cool. So that increases your AC to...
Yeah. And what?
Is that like 17?
Yeah, 17, because I've got 12.
Nice, okay. How many spell
So,
slots
yeah.
have you got left? Is that...
That's only my second one, so... Oh, no, wait, Mending's not a spell, so that's the first level 1 spell I've used, so...
Okay, cool.
I
That's
have 2 left.
Nice, so what does it look like when you cast your shield spell as a reaction?
So, like, the tiger, like, lunges at me, and Nadine just goes... And it, like, stops a foot from her, like, smashes its face against an invisible barrier.
Nice. So there's no visual representation of it, it's entirely invisible, it's just as if
Yeah,
it
yeah,
stopped
yeah.
short. Excellent, cool, nice.
In fact, it more looks like she pushed the air so hard that it, like, slapped his face.
Nice, see, we sort of see like a ripple in the air coming out from
Yeah,
around
yeah.
you, almost like a sonic boom as this thing stops just short, and gets knocked a few inches backwards. Excellent. Then we are on to Gannicus. You're up.
Hey, guys, it's doing alright. So yeah, I guess continuing what we're doing already, I will move around to... Is that dead now? Around to this one. And attack that tiger there.
Nice. Yeah, go for it. Roll up your attack.
So, no trouble.
Oh, crit! Nice, cool. Roll up your damage.
Nice.
So
Oh, you're just slapping this fool. Just
9, and then has that already got your... Doesn't look like that added on your dex. It didn't
No,
cost
it does it?
So it was an 8 and a 1 plus 4. So that's 13 damage total.
No, it did.
Did it?
Yeah, 1d4 plus 4 is the 8.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it's
And then
it's
the plus
D4.
one.
Oh, it's D4s he's rolling, sorry. Didn't notice. Okay, cool.
Unarmed.
That's fine. So, yeah, so that's 9 total, is it then? Yeah, cool. It's fine on this one here. So, not quite down, but it's a heavy blow. So, yeah, where this thing has just bounced off the invisible wall in front of Nadine, it takes half a step backwards. And Gannick, as you raise a knee up into its face, kicking its head sideways.
Since that went so fantastically, I'll attack again with a bonus action.
Go for it. Oh, 22, yeah. Alright, the damage. For 5. So yeah, this second blow's enough. So you knee it in the chin, and its head cracks upwards. And then you join your two fists together and hammer it back downwards. And we see the head hits the dirt with such force that the back legs kick upwards. There's sort of like a cloud of dust in a perfect circle around the base of the head, and gets kicked outwards, cleaning the floor where its head hits the ground.
Nice.
Aside from a sort of star-shaped splatter of blood, and this thing falls deceased.
Awesome. Wow.
We got this.
Easy.
Easy money. Yeah, that is my turn ended.
Nice. Okay, cool. Smithius, you're up. So you're still feeling a bit worse for wears, and there's a burning pain. Like, it's probably the shock of it. The shock of it initially it's probably taken up until now, this last 6 seconds, for you to fully compute the damage that's been done to your face, and probably the adrenaline's starting to wear off, and you begin to feel this like searing cold pain down the side of your face, as you slowly realise the extent of the damage done to you.
I'll probably like touch my face and sort of trace the wound along.
Yeah, well, probably the first thing you get is like your top row of teeth, where you previously have got a cheek. You touch the side of your face and you feel the cold sensation of the teeth on your top jaw.
Prodding through it.
Spends his turn just doing.
Yeah. Do it on the other side as well, just to test it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it should feel like. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna be boring and just firebolt the last one again.
Okay, you probably have to move a bit because there's lots of people between you and where it is. So you're going to shift round somewhere where you can do that. You could easily move to there.
Yeah, exactly there.
Cool, that's fine.
The,
Yeah,
the
roll
grease protecting me.
it is. Yeah, is grease flammable? Cool. So 10 plus 2 plus 2.
Plus 2 plus 2.
That is enough. So yeah, that hits.
Cool. Firebolt seems to be the only thing I can roll today. Was it 1d10? Hello.
8, nice. That's the perfect amount. So you see this thing grabs the elf's arm where it slashed him, pulls him down. You see a single large pawed hand with claws comes across, and it swipes towards where his face is, and he's trapped. And at the last second, this firebolt comes hurtling in from the side. There's a puff of like pink smoke. As there's a mixture of the smouldering from the firebolts mixed in with blood from the side of this tiger's face. And you can see that as the smoke clears and the tiger's on its side, a large hole smouldering on the side of it, and that is now itself deceased. Excellent, okay. So I think we're still in combat at the moment, and there's still stuff going on around you.
Oh, yeah.
What's the remainder? Do you do anything else on your turn?
No, just carry on prodding my cheek.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Companion?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what's still going on? Just this orc versus commoners.
Yeah. So the only remaining hostile in the arena is this orc, who's having a very bad day.
All right. Robo Boy might as well repair himself.
Cool. Yeah, it's fine. So roll up the it should be on your character sheet. You should be able to just click it to roll it. So yeah, if you click on the
Nothing happened then?
Oh no, it didn't. It didn't roll dice. It must not be built in. So it's just 2d8 plus your proficiency. Have you got the macros set up so you can just press the buttons?
I got D8 there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Cool. 8 and then another one. Oh, this you can roll nice. 15 plus 2, so 17 total.
Cool.
That's probably back to full health.
Back to full health, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so you can sort of see from previously the effects of Nadine's repair. We can sort of see it slowly taking place where the cogs were all split in the opening in the neck. We see that they sort of grow back in, and all at once,
Nice.
as soon as the cogs meet one another and the clockwork re-engages, the arms snack into action, and it begins repairing itself everywhere where there's something out of shape. We see the hands whipping round at impossible speed, and it reassembles itself. And probably the last thing you can do is sort of see the opening in its neck where all the clockwork is visible. The two hands appear there and just push it closed. And then it snaps back, and almost completely as if nothing had happened to it. It's reconfigured. Probably a little sparkle. It's good as new.
I think Smithius probably says, "I wish I could do that."
Yeah. You sort of. Excellent. Cool. So I think next.
Oh, can I try and get off the grease? I guess. Or does that not really matter at the moment?
For
Is
the
it only
robot-
the orc that's alive now?
The robot can, the robot you can definitely, as part of it, just step off the grease, so that's fine. So it's now the commoners. They've used up their rocks, so they're going to have to go and get some more. But they're cowards, so I think instead they're actually going to move down behind the rock, and they're all going to take the hide action. So that'll just be a d20 flat. 15 and 20, and then the remaining one is a 10. So I think probably the one who's on the top. You can see the one who's at the top who... actually, probably the dwarf. Let's do the dwarf, because he's the one who hit. You can see the one who threw the rock and it hit in the face. You see the dwarf sort of gives like a yes! And then he turns to the side, and the two humans who were previously with him are like no longer there. As they're now both stealthed and hiding behind the rock. Let's add the little ninja symbol to them. Cool. Next up is Nadine.
So the orc's the only one left, right?
He is. That's correct. Yeah. You can see he's just beside the pillar. You probably heard the clunk of the metal of the rock hitting him in the face.
Sure. So I'm going to stop trying to click on Zoom and click on Roll20. I'm gonna hang on. How far forward can I go here? So I can move half foot, assuming you're not gonna resist my movement. Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah, you and Smithius, you need to stay within 5 feet of each other, which you have been at the moment. I think you'd probably be about there by nature of the fact you're chained together. But yeah,
Oh, sure.
you can move up.
I wouldn't resist.
Smithius, you used some of your movement that turn, didn't you? Or didn't you? Yeah, you did. You moved from here, so that was 12 feet. So your remaining movement. What's your movement? Is it 25?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got another 12 left. So you could move up to 12 feet, basically. Matt, taking Smithius with you. So to there, is it?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I want to cast Lightning Lure.
Let's see if this works this time.
Yeah.
Do it.
So it's just a strength check for him.
Cool. Thunderer, strength
He's
save.
gotta fail one of these times, these motherfuckers. Son of a
21.
bitch!
So
He might be strong.
So yeah, you
It's not even strong. He's just rolling so high. Like,
yeah. So yeah, you roll, you flip it over towards him, but it's probably, but yeah, unfortunately, where it is, you're just not able to get a good purchase on him. It like snaps against the back of his armor, but where he's taking a staggering step forwards back towards where the commoners are, the lightning whip falls just short.
okay. In that case, Nadine's kind of angry now, so she like angrily snaps her fingers, and our big boy, for my bonus action, can move 40 fucking feet. So zip, like.
Yeah.
1 second. So yeah, he like unnaturally slides up to him,
Nice.
going somewhere, and goes to punch him right in his face. Here comes the crit. Not a crit.
That's 11 with the pluses already in there, isn't it?
I think so.
So no, unfortunately, that's not enough. So yeah, no, Arceus sort of appears behind him, going somewhere, and you see that as he goes to planting him, the orc brings his warhammer across his face, and glances the blow just wide of his chin.
Okay, I think that's good then.
Cool. Next up is Nice.
Okay. Nice looks at the camera and says, "Targ, you're it," and then fires it at Tag.
Oh Jesus! Cool. Yeah, you can do that.
Oh! Can I use an inspiration to reroll?
Yes, you may. Yeah, if you want.
Come on, crit.
Need this to hit. Oh, come on. I'm going to use another one.
Am
Am I allowed to? Change them like that?
Yeah, you can if you really want to do something. It's only one more each time. You're not rolling sort of advantage on, but you can add an extra dice to it.
Come on. I need... I have 2 more.
So that last one was a 12. The ballista's +6 to hit.
Okay, I'll leave that then.
So let's just quickly check. What's he got? That's just enough. So yeah. After Targ, you're it. You fire this bolt, and it hurtles across. So it hits for.
How much does a ballista do when it hits a person?
A lot. It's 3d10 you roll.
My rolling though has been awful. Come on. Okay, balances out.
Nice. Okay. So I'm sure he's got more health than that. So yeah, no, you fire this thing across the arena, and where Targ is sort of sat in his throne, you see it comes across too quickly for him to react. And this bolt hurtles across and nails him to the throne, and we see the back end of the flight, is the only thing just visible. As he sort of ends, he's forced to slump back in his chair, as he's nailed to it. Anything else?
Yeah, Nice kind of like points up at him and
Goes, "You're in my chair." And then I guess I'm going to tell Waifu to run off the edge of here, so she'll just take the damage for falling,
Okay.
however much that is.
It's 1d6 for every 10 feet after 10 feet, isn't it, from memory?
I think so.
So just 1d6. Is she resistant to bludgeoning damage?
I don't think so. 4 damage.
4, are they not?
From 21 down to... Are they? I don't think so. It might be.
Damage resistance is... Oh no, they don't have any. Just
What's
condition
that, down to
units.
17? And then, so that would just be 5 foot.
Off of there, so she's still got 35 left.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to have her run. Oh, actually, I can use my bonus action to tell her to dash, so she will have 80, so 75 left.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And can I get like within 5 foot of Artius?
Probably.
So
Just about there.
cool. Nice. Okay, cool.
And that is it.
Nice. So next up, it's Tarz's turn. So you can see where he's pinned back. He just sits forward. So you see there's a moment where he braces, and his motion forward is slowly slowed as we see the flight on the back of the ballista bolt slowly close in as it pushes through his chest, and then he hurts himself forward. You see a grin appears across his face, and then he makes a gesture towards the gates to the east of the arena. Not sorry, to the west of the arena. Sort of, he raises his hand up like this.
Oh, I like this character.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
This is the fucking rolling the dice thing all over again. You screwed us again, Steve.
Excellent. So next up it is the elf's turn. He looks across and he sees the gate slowly raising up on the western edge of the arena. Have I taken the gate out of the initiative order? I'll have to re-add it in. I'm trying to remember what it was on.
The gate was already down.
Yeah, but this is on the opposite side, so I suppose this is going to be a new chap. So let's add in the western gate operator into initiative. He's just going to be a flat d20 for simplicity. He crits.
Oh.
Okay, cool. So he'll slot in
We're back 2 seconds.
there. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Western gate. And he's got a 20. I didn't add his name. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, cool. I'm actually going to say because he critted, he's just going to act right now, and then we'll slot him into the turn order where he appears. Can I move these? Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to put him ahead of Fink, so he'll be there. So we'll say he's actually got 12, even though it was a crit, just because he's going straight away. So we've got 2 people BRB. Do we want to take a quick break?
Yeah, might as well.
Cool. Right, sorry, are you back now, Matt?
I am, yes. Sorry
Okay.
about
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Okay, cool. So, yeah, because the gate crit it's in initiative, I'm just going to slot it into turn order as the next turn. So, Tarz, we see sort of Tarz slide forward off this port. He big grin across his face. He makes a raising motion to the west, and we can see like whoever's on attendance is obviously paying close attention to Tarz, and waiting for cues. As we can see, almost in sync with his hand raising up, we see that perfectly in time the large gate to the west, and that these tigers had previously emerged from, slowly raises up, and anybody who's got eye line on it. Let me just quickly check this and see how mean I'm feeling. You guys have done all right on this. I can afford to.
It's 3 artificers and a monk.
Yeah. All level 4.
Level 3.
Second level spells at level 4.
We're only level 3.
I know.
Here we go.
Thing is, all of our attacks are going to be really rubbish because we haven't had the chance to infuse any items.
Somebody roll a... Steve, you initiated this. Roll a d4 for me. 1. Okay,
the,
cool.
the number of tigers.
Nice. Okay, fine. It's fine. So I will go with the lower number I was thinking of. So yeah, so you sort of see this gate raising up, and then anybody who's got eye line on it. So none of you guys are actually.
Surely I do from up high.
You actually no, but you can't see down into the tunnel. So from the angle you're at. Smithius, you might have eyeline, or you will in a second. So I think what will happen is that we see that this gate raises up, and Smithius, you're the one who would have eyeline, but Fink stood in the way. You sort of look over in the direction, you just see the gate raising up. It's Fink's turn next. So the elf looks across to where this gate's raising up, and you see you see that he immediately darts to the side. Across to where Gannicus is by this pillar, and he is going to prepare to defend himself, but he's mostly going to break line of sight. So Gannicus, you see that this elf pushes himself to the side, and you can see that he goes back against the pillar, pulling his sword tight against his chest. And Smithius, with that, you would have line of sight. You can sort of see where this gate's raising up. In the darkness, you can't really see much. It's completely shrouded in shadow in there. But you can see illuminated within the darkness. There's these 4 orange lights. You can sort of see like what looked like sort of 4 burning torches in a row. But you see they shift and move in 2 pairs. And then periodically you see just little puffs of flame coming out from underneath these two spots as flames appear. And as the flames appear, you can sort of see silhouetted these sharp teeth, and it becomes apparent that the flames are coming from the mouth of inside some sort of beasts that are in the hole. Roll a... What are these? Roll a history check for me. You can roll with Arcana if you're trained.
So,
I'm going to get Fame to roll as well. History 12. Let's see if Fink knows what these are. He's not trained, but 8.
Ooh.
No, he doesn't know what he is, but he's scared of them. With a 12. No, I'd say what you're seeing of them, you're only able to assess what I've described to you. You can see these 2 pairs of glowing eyes, and it's apparent that there's flames imbued in their mouths somewhere. Then next up is the dwarves. What they're going to do? What's their movement? They're 25, aren't they? They're going to bum rush the orc.
Go on, dwarves.
So seeing him coming around the corner, heading towards the commoners, they all move over towards him, and then
Cowards. Wait until the tigers are all fucking dead.
so it's the wrong weapon, but I'll attack with this. Actually, no, I'll just roll d20s, and it's +3 to hit. So that's a miss with a club, another club. +3, that's another miss. Another one with the axe. Nope, none of them hit. So they all move up on him and begin clattering at him with weapons. But the orc, as he gets close, swings the warhammer out, holding it right at the end of the handle. And it swings across all of their faces, and they all have to take a step backwards to avoid catching a warhammer on the chin. So at the moment he's got them fended off, and it's his turn. Oh, he's got lots of problems at the moment. Which of them is his greatest? Well, these dwarves didn't do shit, so I think no, he's going to attack Artius. He's the greatest threat at the moment. So with his
Not my robot boy.
No. So no, he continuing the swing round. You see that he brings the hammer round, and
Can I give disadvantage on that?
Not that it really matters. It didn't hit anyway, did it?
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Oh, you want to try and get him to crit fail? Okay, that's fine. So yeah, after swinging it at the dwarves, you see that he turns around to where Artius is, and continues the circle of his hammer, and takes a swing at Artius. But Artius just pitches the top half of his body back, and when the hammer swings wide of his chin, then it would be the tigers, but they're dead, so I'll remove them from turn order. Gannicus, you're up. You can't see what's going over to the west, but you see that whatever it has the other elf mightily concerned.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can see that he's absolutely shitting himself. Okay.
Did you wanna have a peek, or?
I'm going to use my action to hide.
Okay, cool. That's fine. So yeah, you press your back into the pillar alongside him. So the two of you are sort of shoulder to shoulder, swords held to your chest. Roll up just stealth check from your sheet. You better just click on the stat.
Oh yeah. Here we go, boys.
So that is a 21. So yeah, you're well and truly hidden. That's fine. Smithius, it's your turn. So you see these things slowly. Actually, I've got to roll them into initiative. I didn't add them in. Let's quickly roll them into initiative. See where they act. Just roll a d20. I'll work it out myself. 15 plus 1, so they get 16. So that's fine, they'd be down there. Let's add these in.
Yeah, I take one look at these things and then instantly cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Nice, yeah, a wise choice.
I don't think my 2 HP will get me through.
Yeah, that's fine. So roll up the dice for it. You might just click on it on your sheet, or just roll a d8.
Oh, fuck it.
Is it plus anything? 1d8?
Yeah, plus spell casting, so is that plus 4?
No, it'll be plus. What does it say? It's 1d8 plus.
Plus your spell casting ability modifier.
Oh, so yeah, so that's just your intelligence modifier, so it's plus 2.
Yay! 4 more HP.
Cool, add that up.
I think I would just cede any movement to Nadine.
Okay, so yeah, you're preparing to move wherever she decides. Next up is...
And
Sorry, go for it.
hold on, where's my robot
Oh,
boy?
yeah, robot
robot
switch
boy.
Mm-hmm.
He can he can attack the orc, yeah.
You could move over and attack the orc, yeah, you can move ahead over to the right.
Yeah.
So it's only 20 feet to get over there, so you can do that. You're completely circled him in at this point.
This just hits anyway, doesn't it? Does it?
No,
No.
not necessarily. So 8, no, unfortunately that doesn't hit him. So yeah, you head over towards where he is, but there's almost too much commotion. Everybody's crowded in around this guy now. You can see that he's fending people off, but you've just got people from all sides swinging at him.
Is there any kind of advantage for him being surrounded?
No, we're not using flanking rules because it's needlessly complicated. So we'll leave that where it is. So Nadine, you're up.
All right.
You've probably got line of sight now as well. Actually, that Pink's moved. Do you want to roll an Arcana check?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Here we go.
11. So no, you just based on what you can see, you see the same thing. You see these two. You see
I'm
two pairs of
actually
glowing
using an
eyes.
inspiration on that.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Let's see what this thing
What
is.
do I have? What's technology? Chapter?
There we go.
20. Nice. Okay. So yeah, it becomes apparent to you. You stare into darkness, and you can sort of see as there's a puff of flame from one of the mouths. It illuminates the face enough that you get a good look at it. I mean, you can see that it's a great sort of hulking dog. It looks sort of like a. It's
Just
like,
getting them online.
It's like a Rottweiler, but it's jet black all over. I mean, you can see that where underneath the Rottweiler's skin would sort of you don't have the brown underneath. It's sort of you can see it glows ever so slightly orange, as if it's filled with magma. And you recognise these as there's a pair of hellhounds.
Well done.
So it's
Fun's over, boys.
so, 20 Arcana. I can give you some stuff off the sheet. So you know.
I would like to apologise for killing us all.
So
the
I'll let
Just
you know.
once, maybe you could be satisfied with the enemies we have in front of us.
So you would understand that obviously fire is going to do nothing against these things.
Sure.
And as if it wasn't already apparent, these things breathe fire. Anything else I can let you know?
I think our steel guys resist fire, don't they?
No, they don't actually. Strangely enough.
Oh, they don't. Right.
No, they've just got immunity to poison, and then that's a lot of it for their.
Oh, fair enough.
For their resistances, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah. They
In
just-
general,
Sorry, go for
in
it.
general, would cold damage work better against hot things or work worse?
It depends on each creature's different in that respect. There's some that are weak, some that aren't. It's not a hard and fast rule.
Right.
So no, I think the only other thing you would know is that these things generally hunt in packs.
Okay.
So these essentially behave very
Spread
much.
out.
They actually very much like wolves.
Okay.
But
And there's only two of them, right?
Yeah, there's two of them. But they're giant hulking fire-breathing wolves.
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah,
I have a weapon at
Fantastic.
least. So, I guess when she recognizes what they are, her Nadine so far has been untouched, and she's had a little bit of like showmanship with wanting to play around since she's in the spotlight. But now that she's aware that there are maybe some more dangerous things, I think she'd kind of like slap Smithius with the flat of the sword and draw his gaze over, and then like be like, maybe we should get the fuck out of here only without talking. But
yeah. So you you speak eye language that.
yeah. That is time to go.
Yeah.
It's like the term bedroom eyes, only this is run from battle eyes. But first, let's get rid of this fucking mook who's taking our time. So for the last time, it's lightning lure. It's everybody's favorite, the old lightning lure.
That classic.
So it's just a strength check from him.
Yeah, cool. Right, 1 second. I've just been putting these guys on the map, so we've got
Yeah,
them
that's
in
fine.
there. Oh, sorry, the gate's not there. It is.
Come on, lightning lure. No way this fails for the 5th time.
So it's a strength save, isn't it? So I did it there. Cool. Strength save from the Orc Plunderer. Bam, there you go. Enjoy.
God
21.
damn it!
He's just
What
a-
are these rolls?
He's just immune to it, unfortunately.
Like,
Um,
it's not even. He only has +3 strength. Like,
yeah,
it's not
he's
even
just-
that.
He's just a god rolling against it. So yeah, no, unfortunately.
Okay.
You probably just can't get a good eye line on him to actually get the
Yeah.
whip to him. There's too much stuff going between. You try and weave it between the robots, but it gets jostled to one side, and you're not able to get a purchase on him.
Fine. In that case, I'm gonna move my maximum distance away from the Hellhounds are right there, right?
Yeah, that's them there to the left.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna move this way
So
and drag my chained companion with me, assuming you don't resist the movement.
Yeah, it's fine.
Smith, you're muted if you said something there.
I agreed to be taken.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, that's fine. And then I'll use my bonus action to tell Artius to so he's going to attack first.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just go ahead and slap that down and see if... Oh,
17. That is enough. If he had a shield, it wouldn't be, but it isn't in this instance. So yeah.
Nice.
So what does Artius look like when he's attacking him? So you said he uses like martial arts. Roll out your damage
Yeah, so-
first, and then we'll see how.
Okay.
Actually,
6.
nice. Okay. So yeah, where this guy's flailing around, I say that Artius dives in and manages to manages to dodge. Get one of the moments between the axe swinging around his head. As it's on the opposite side, he dives in and wraps his arms around this guy's waist, and German suplexes him onto his head. And there's a sickening snapping noise as his head hits the ground, and we sort of see he scorpions his head, the chin meeting his chest.
So is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead. So he tips him over onto his back, and snaps him near clean in half.
Trying to think if Artius has a quick one-liner for this, but I don't. So apparently neither does he. So.
Nice.
But he is going to say like he gestures towards the Hellhounds to the dwarves specifically. And says, "Mere pups, we can take them."
Okay. Do these guys have a charisma score? They do. It's -2. So roll up. So roll up a charisma check for them. Persuade, which I'm almost certain he's not trained in.
Are you saying we or you?
What?
15.
He said we. He said we can take them.
You can take him.
15. No, I'd say you're getting these guys to run towards Sud and Doom, so 15's not quite enough, unfortunately. So
Fine.
Cool.
Well, in that case, if they're not jutting forward, he's gonna back up 40 feet to stand by me.
Excellent, cool, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, he's sort of like, after snapping this guy in half, I'd probably say what he does is, where he does like this super, he says, "Mere pups, you can take them," then does the German suplex. And what he does is where he flips him over backwards, he continues the roll. So he basically does a backflip, snapping this guy in half, and the process
Nice.
lands back on his feet, and then just sort of like with a mechanical precision, turns 180 back to where you are, and then in a blink of an eye is alongside you again.
Also, can he also pick up the warhammer casually as he walks away?
That'll be half his movement, so
That's fine.
so
I mean,
you
how far is the?
so he's
Okay, so he can
20.
make it to there. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll just pop him over, there you go.
No problem. Yeah, he's got a nice warhammer,
Yeah, that's fine. Excellent.
which I'll add in the preface that if Smithius were to try and take the warhammer, he would give it to him.
Yeah, that's fine. No resisting it. Cool, that's fine. Yeah, next up, it is Nice. So you can't see these things yet, Nice. They're still inside the doorway. But everybody looks greatly concerned about it, and you've expended your bolt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Knight is kind of at the beginning of his turn. He's just kind of stood there flipping off Tarz.
You can see
He doesn't
Tarz...
realise that he's basically, yeah. But I've seen the gate go up at least, haven't I?
You have, yeah. You have seen that the gate's gone up.
Do we want time or damage? Like, does it? Oh, I think everybody.
No, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay.
I just don't think anybody answered.
Shall I try?
Damage.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna. How far is that? Not far.
You could cast grease again.
I was going to, because that could build us time if I put it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you grease the gate so it falls back down?
Who's operate? Well, I can't see in there anyway, so I don't know. I wouldn't be able to.
Oh, sorry, I put them in the wrong gate. 1 second. They're actually here.
That was the gate the tigers came out of.
It is, yeah. They're at the top one. So this is a smaller gate at the bottom, and they're
I
coming
couldn't
out
do
of the
that.
larger gate at the top. They're probably a little bit further back than that.
Well, in that case, I think what I'll do then is completely different. I'm gonna dash. So, what is it? 14 to there, or 15 to the top. Actually, I can go down to there. Yeah, we'll say 15, and then 20 down, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's 20 to make it the whole way down, so yeah.
How much have I got left then? I'd have
What's
15.
What's your total movement?
30.
30, so you can make it 12 and a half. We'll just call it 13.
Okay, so I can make it just to there.
Yeah, so we'll call it just halfway down for easy maths.
Okay. And I will grab as many items as I can as my interaction.
Can you make it the whole way down, can you? What's your movement? Because it was 50.
So I dashed.
Oh, you dashed. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. That's fine.
But I still would have just made it to the rack.
Okay, and how much movement would you had when you made it to the rack?
That would have been all of it.
Okay, cool. So that's.
So it was
fine.
like 15 to the top, 20 down, and then another 15.
Okay, so yeah, you can't actually grab any spears yet because you've expended all of your actions and movements by dashing. But you can grab them on your next turn.
How many are there? Like how many weapons?
There's three spears.
3 spears and nothing else. Okay.
Yeah, nothing else that you can see.
Okay, and then bonus action, I'm going to instruct. Warhammer guy is dead, isn't he?
He is. That's correct. Yeah.
alright.
Artius has his warhammer.
I am going to instruct wife to move over to here, which is in her movement, and tell her to hide.
Nice. How many rounds has it been since Greece? I think we've had 2 more now, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
So we're up to 4. I had this written down somewhere. Oh, there it is.
And that was a terrible stealth. So.
8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. I think where she stands, they've still just got line of sight on her. Then we're on to the hounds. So let us commence some murdering. Who can they see?
Should we maybe halt here?
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I think with that, so we. I think this is where the episode ends. So we see wife go powering up, and Nice reaches this rack and begins scooping up some spears, and he looks back to see that wife is hiding behind the pillar. She sort of peers around the corner, and the camera sort of leans round with her. And as we see the camera moves over to where this gate is, and we see stepping single foot out into the light. Is these two great hounds slowly walking out, and we see them in the light of the arena now. And we do see that they're like great black Rottweilers, but instead of sort of fur, they're sort of like slicked and oily black, sort of made out of shifting magma. They take one step out. You see one of them lets out like the deep growly bark that you hear that Rottweilers give. It echoes around the arena, sort of smoke kicking out from its mouth as it does so. And with that, the camera bumps to black, and the theme tune plays.
Nice.
Whoa.
Bro.
We haven't particularly improved our position.
I think
Lack of spell slots is what I'm going to say, guys.
our position is slightly improved. We're no longer immediately in the face of tigers.
True.
And more importantly, the plebeians are between them and us. That was the difference between the tigers and the hellhounds. They've got dwarves and humans to take their pickings from.
Nice.
Dear.
GG all.
Gee, I don't know. Once again, the humans are well and truly well away.
We should all just
Far
100%
away.
like use that ballista as the high ground. You know what I mean? It's over, Anakin. Like, get up there and just
True.
Let's all get on the wooden platform.
yes.
Yeah. With these fiery beasts.
I mean, it's like 20 feet up. It's not gonna take us much to jump down from it either.
Let's just
Also,
be glad that there's-
hellhounds would more like set it on fire accidentally. It's not like they'd be purposefully like, I'm gonna set fire to this wooden structure. They're dumb beasts. You
Yeah.
heard me, hellhounds. Dumb beasts.
So wait, these are dogs, and is there any cats available in the arena?
Oh no.
Well, the cats didn't seem to like the robot or Nadine, so why would these guys feel any strong
Particularly
feelings?
hate them, yeah.
Yeah.
Nadine does the sort of like big arched back thing. Look,
No sound comes up, but she just goes like, like the